Hello and welcome to our channel. I always do a monthly market update, and in this market update we are going to take a look at what the treasury bond doing, current interest rates, and we're comparing home prices for 4 major cities. In Walton County, we take a look at Santa Rosa Beach, zip code 32459, and then we jump over the bridge to Freeport, and then we go to Okaloosa County and look at Destin and Niceville. Keep in mind, it is really important that you always consult with somebody that works locally and is really understanding the market condition in the area, because this market report that I do can really show you how it can vary from city to city, neighborhood to neighborhood. If you ever would like to have a more detailed report about a specific community here in the Panhandle, reach out to us and we'll be happy to send that your way. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. Before, please take a moment and subscribe. I have this huge honor to work with my daughter, Sabine Robertson, and you'll see various YouTube videos done by her or me, or maybe some of us, we do together. So I hope you join us on this journey of educating you about what it is like to live here in the Panhandle. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the counties and let me show you what the housing data has been doing. Our very first area that we're covering is Santa Rosa Beach, zip code 32459. And remember, you can draw a quadrant through this, including home prices. Your least expensive area is Santa Rosa Beach. Then you go to Point Washington, and then Watersound Origin, and west end of 30A. And then the most expensive area is East 30A, which will also include Seaside and Great Beach kind of area here. And we are not including Rosemary Beach and Alice Beach because that would really screw our data, because that is ultimately the most expensive area you can buy here on 30A. As you can see, we are in a buyer's market, and stay tuned because at the end I'm going to show you, statistically speaking, what pricing does in real estate. And this is kind of really interesting. So your medium sold price is slightly up months over months, and then look at the months of inventory. It is still increasing. I've seen lots of listings coming up. But take a look at this graph. I love taking a look at this one because it shows you how 32459 compares to Walton County, and then also Florida and the national home sales average. So just take a look at that and you can see how high the prices here are. And if you take a quick look, when we had our COVID crisis and prices literally doubled. But if you take a look at what happened between 23, 24, and even now, prices still have gone up. And then they took last month's a slight dip down here, as you can see. So let's take a look at the next county. So next we are going to visit Freeport. Basically, we just came down from 30A, Santa Rosa Beach area. We took the 331 bridge, and we are in a little growing community called Freeport. Freeport has a lot of new construction, and it is identified as one of the fastest growing cities here in the state of Florida. I remember last year when I did the market analysis, Freeport medium sold price was $400. So it's kind of dipped slightly. It's now at $392. But you also have to remember that the data is a little bit skewed because of all the new construction. Now, we went from a seller's market in Freeport to a balanced market. But keep in mind that all the new construction offering a lot of closing incentives. They may be offering a reduced rate of $399 and $10,000 towards closing costs, which kind of is something that you have a big advantage when you buy new construction right now, is the current mortgage rate being in the high 6s, low 7. But look at Freeport and how it compares again. Freeport is your blue line. And Freeport is really right in line with Florida's prices. Of course, it is lower than Walton County, obviously, because we just went to Santa Rosa Beach. And then look at the national average to give you an indication. And look at the nice line here. In Freeport, Florida, pretty much stable. And then Freeport, it kind of went down a little bit, as you can see right above the Florida line. Now let's take a look at Destin. Just remember this area right here, going east and west of 293 is also considered Destin, but we kind of took it out of this equation. But this is all, in Destin, you do have a lot of condos, and then you have a lot of single-family homes north of 98. And of course, you got some condos here on the bay, as well as single-family homes. Keep in mind, Destin is in Okaloosa County, so now we jumped from Walton County to Okaloosa County, and the medium sold price in Destin is $750. You can see it is lower than in Santa Rosa Beach, to give you an overview on what you get for your money. And then take a look. This is Okaloosa County right here in Destin. So the blue line is Destin. Okaloosa County is yellow. And then you can see how Okaloosa County is above the Florida and national average in home prices. Lastly, we jump over the Mid-Bay Bridge, go through Blue Water Bay, and we're visiting an area called Niceville. Now, Blue Water Bay is also considered Niceville, but for this purpose, we're just going to focus on this area here to give you an idea what the average prices are. Some of the homes in Blue Water Bay are more expensive, and also you got some new construction in Niceville still going on. Now, Niceville is still in the seller's market, heavily influenced by relocation of military because of the military bases, and a very established neighborhood community. And so you can see the medium sold price is sitting right at $459. And if you take a look how Niceville is compared to our counties, look at that. Niceville is actually also higher than Okaloosa County. Not quite as high as Destin, but it is still above the average, just because it is a very highly demanded area for people that relocate their families here to the Panhandle. Let's take a quick look at the 10-year Treasury yield as of April the 25th. The 10-year Treasury yield stands at approximately 4.29%. It has been fluctuating between 4 to 4.48 over the past months. This is a critical benchmark because it does influence and show what interest rates are doing for mortgages. Currently, the average interest rates for a 30-year fixed rate confirming mortgage loan is approximately 6.83%, slightly down over the last 2 weeks. Understanding the correlation between the Treasury bond and the interest rates, is very important, because generally when these rates rise, borrowing becomes more expensive, leading the higher mortgage rate. In contrast, if they fall down, that will also show you that mortgage rates are declining. So that is why it is really important to monitor the 10-year Treasury bond. Well, what did you guys think? It's very interesting how prices before COVID, and then COVID happened, they almost doubled. And for the last two and a half years, they kind of have been jumping a little bit up, a little bit down. This last month, we're seeing a little bit more of a decline. I see a lot more price adjustments. But keep in mind, it's a number game. If you negotiate a good price in your home, whatever market it is, and you can break even, you have to also consider that the home prices will always continue to go up, even though they kind of wave a little bit. It's always about timing. But if you are not in a position where you have to sell, where you buy something and you can hold on to it, in the long run, you will always win this real estate. I hope you enjoyed this market update. Until the next time, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss und goodbye.